I am happy to share with you tonight. Tonight is a technique night, but we do have some sketches. And this is a class that I do for people that are in my club, and they get the sketches. So they are in their clubhouse. They have a little clubhouse online. A shopping club lets you join for 6 months, and you buy $35 each month, and you say, I'm going to do that. And one of those months, one of the 6 months, you are the hostess and you get all the rewards. So it rotates through. Everybody gets to be the hostess once. We have one opening right now, so if anybody would like to hop into a new club that's starting in November, you can drop me a note and we will get you in. Oh, Susan just got hers. If you're hearing me talk to people and wondering, where are they? There are people in the classroom. I know you're seeing me on Facebook, but in our classroom, there's people there and they can chat with me. Not literally, they're not physically in this room. They're online. But Susan got her rewards this week. So she was the hostess for October. So, and they also get a class each month and some sketches. You get 4 sketches too to work with. So here's a couple that we can take a peek at. I'm going to do this one because I'm going to work with a little pig. So first I need my trimmer. And I'm going to start with the standard A2 size card, which is half of a sheet of 8.5 by 11, just cut in half. And then scored, which I'm doing over here, at 4 1/4. It's ready to go. And then I grab my bone folder and give it a nice crisp edge. So there's the start of my card. And now I need a 4 by 5 1/4 piece here. And I'm going to use some cherry cobbler. So 5 1/4 by 4. And that's going to go like this. And then I'm going to take a strip of 2 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to use some pattern paper. And I'm looking at my selection over here in the drawer. I don't know what it's going to be. Oh, this is, no, that is not good. We don't necessarily want Christmas. Oh, we could do the green. I'll just keep talking to myself over here. Oh, I like this. This is from, oh shoot, I'm sorry, you lost the camera. There. This is from, it's the coffee paper, but it has a better name than that. Is Debbie here? Debbie's my little Vanna person. She looks up and tells me what I should know the name of. But anyway, I'm going to do a strip of this of 2 at 4 1/4. And that is going to go right across here. Right? Here's the sketch that I'm using. And then I need a 3-inch circle. And that 3-inch circle is where my pigs are going to go. So I'm going to put this over to one side. And I'm going to bring in the big shot. And I had this is the platform that it comes with. And I use this for any of my embossing folders. I love my magnetic platform for my die cuts. So that's going to go there. And I'm using my largest layered Thinlit. My favorite. I love that one. And I'm going to do a 3-inch circle. And then I'm ready for my pigs. All right. Now, because I'm going to do some clear embossing, I'm going to use Versamark ink, and I'm going to do the flying pig, who's going to go right there. So, flying pig, some Versamark. Whoops, I have the wrong thing down here. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. If I just had a regular table, I wouldn't need anything. But because I have tile on my table, which I love, but it's not smooth, I have this piece of marble tile that I use on top of it to give me a nice smooth finish. Now, I use this too. This is my piercing pad from Stampin' Up, which is kind of shweeny looking. This works great for the clear stamps, the clear photopolymer stamps, but I have a trickier time getting a clean stamp with the red ones because they already have foam built in, and it gets a little too squishy. So I do better with a nice solid base with these, and then I use the piercing pad when I'm using a clear stamp that doesn't have the foam already built into it. So we're going to get it nice and inked. It's tough to tell sometimes with this because, well, it's clear. But if you look, you'll see that you've got a shine going. This looks like by the wing looks a little plain. Okay. And then we're going to stamp you down. And you're thinking, well, that looks great. I don't see a thing. Sometimes if I angle it, you can see the pig on there a little bit. I promise you this pig is going to show up in a minute. I'm going to use this for right now. Embossing Buddy takes the static away. And I am using the clear embossing powder. So it's, again, it's, even though it's going to do something, you're still not really going to see it very much because it's going to be clear. Shake it all around. But it's going to look really cool when I go to color it. All right, I just poured that back in the jar so I didn't waste any. And I'm going to use my heat tool, get it good and warm, and then pop it right on here. Now I could have, and I'm going to kind of wish maybe I did, I could have done a different color on the sentiment because it's clear, but we'll make it show up. And you will see it start to turn. It's kind of not so dramatic with this one. When it gets done, you'll see it when I get it to glisten. You'll see it when I add the color to it. If you feel like it's kind of bending a little and you don't like it, you can always turn it over and do it on the back to kind of even it out. Whoops, there it goes. All right, so if I bring this back, can you kind of see her now? All right, here she is. So now I'm going to use my blends. These are the Stampin' Blends. These will be on the website November 1st. I have a class that's on the blog if you want to know about it using shaker cards. And if you buy the full kit bundle, you get, I think it's four sets of these, different colors. They come in a light and a dark. I'm going to start with a light. It comes with a brush end, which is the thicker end, or a skinny end, which is more of a, it's not really a fine point, but I'll show you the point. And I'm going to color Miss Pig in. But look what's cool about this white. I'm going to do this. With the alcohol. And see where the white is? Where the stamp was, it's kind of pastel because it's pink. But hold on, let me do a little bit more. And not enough. Need a darker color to show for you. I can see it, but that doesn't do me any good here. Here, now you can see her. Okay. Isn't she cool? Okay, I'm not done though. I'm going to bring this back in because now I've got her darker in the middle. So she shows. Now I'm going to bring this one in and I'm going to blend out to the edge because I want the whole thing to be. And then I'm going to grab my blender. And once this dries, you will like it better. Almost a watercolory look. Let's see how it. Okay. A little bit more of you. Come on, little pig, little pig. Okay. There she is. Notice I messed up my caps. Fix your caps, don't mix them up. Because then you'll wonder when you put them away, which one are they really? You can always go back here and read. This is the dark pink, and this is the light pink. All right, and now we're ready to quickly put our card together. Okay, so that's one way to use them. Oh, that looks Christmas. I don't like that. And then we're going to do another way in a minute. Only this time we're going to pop out our the bird stamp set. We're going to do a different There's our pig. She believed she could. And the inside, we are going to grab So She Did. And I am going to use my cherry cobbler. So She Did. Okay, there's card number 1. Now, I'm going to take this. I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm going to work on this until I'm happy with my coloring. So I'm going to grab the Best Birds. And a little bit bigger block from Mr. Bird. And I'm going to use the blends, but this time I need to use okay, maybe I'm not. I need to use my tuxedo. Oh, there it is. My Memento Tuxedo. That's the ink that you need to use with the alcohol markers. And you want to make sure that it's good and dry even before you start coloring, and you get like this really, we had talked about this a long time ago, that a lot of Stampin' aficionados, not me, love the Memento ink. And I have to say, yep, I do. It gives you a really crisp detail stamp. It really does a great job. Before you start coloring, if you just want to be sure, you can run your heat gun over it just a little. Make sure it's good and dry. Or you can just put it down, go get a cup of coffee, and then come back. Make sure it's good and dry. And then we're going to start coloring. I'm going to do a winter chickadee. Now, a winter chickadee doesn't have a white belly if you live here in Vermont. He has kind of a creamy color. It's a little yellow because he's not white. He's white. A chickadee is a black and white bird if you don't know what that is. I could look him up on my phone, which is usually what I do when I'm going to color one of these guys, is look up a picture and say, what does a chickadee look like? Not Chick-fil-A. And see how he's not really white in the winter. He's a little white, more white in the summer, but in the winter, he's not. He's kind of creamy colored. But having this guy as my sample will help me get my colors right. He's backwards, but that's okay. I can live with that. So I'm going to start with this color down here, which is a little bit between the yellow and the crumb cake. It also might work well with the ivory. So those are the colors that I'm going to kind of use on his belly. I'm going to start with the lightest one, which is the ivory. And I'm going to start to color, but I'm not going to color all over. I'm going to put just little dots, little flecks, and hope it kind of blends together, which it will. I'm going to come back with my shadowing in a minute. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And then some of the yellow. Notice what's cool about this is my colors stay true. It doesn't make mud. They will blend. Now I want him to be kind of white up there. So I'm going to take a little bit of my blender and I'm going to push the color, any color that might be there, I'm going to push it back towards the yellow. And that's going to, rather than blend this way, which would draw that color over, I'm going to push it back because I don't want any up here. Now I'm going to come in with my grays, and I want the black here and the black under here highlighted a little. All right, so I'm going to take my dark gray and my light gray. And I like to start with the light one because you can't undo the gray. And again, I'm not really coloring the whole thing. I'm kind of going the direction that feathers would go. Around his eye. Do we have something that shows? Okay, so it's black here, lighter gray here, so I'm going to come back in with the ivory in here, and then I'm going to come back in with my black, which I don't have black. I have the dark smoky gray, but you can see how that gives you pretty dark. And now he's going to be darker under here. I just don't want to all over color, and I can go over that more and more to get darker. And then bring my blender in. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push the color up here. I want to blend it, but I don't really want, so I push back towards the color. Okay? And now he needs, not really a yellow beak, but he needs a little color up here. Okay. Now, I'm done with my sample. I'm going to cut him out because I have the Thinlit that goes with him. And then when I put him on my card, he's going to get, I will put the background in after I put him on the card. Because if I had done all of that on here, then I would end up cutting it off. So he could go on background pattern paper. He could go on an embossed paper. Or he could go just on a solid color. Here's that. I'm going to use some crumb cake. Five and a half. And I need to score you at 4 1/4. And then I have some of this left. Oh, I know your battery's low. You'll be okay. We're almost done. Hold on. Just time for the bird. Come on. We can do it. we're working on the clock here. Our bird. And we're going to grab our branch. If the battery dies, I'm really sorry. I'm going to grab my branch, and he's going to go on with some early espresso. If I die, I'll show you the picture. It isn't me, literally. It's the camera. And then I'm going to grab my green. So I've kind of made a pattern paper looking by throwing in a little bit of marker. And I'm not really like coloring it. I'm making it look like it's all part of it. So the reason I wanted to show you this is that it doesn't have to be perfect picture coded like it was printed, and you still get some really cool looks with it. All right. Well, as you can tell, the camera's really tired. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that you're all here. If anybody has any questions about either the club or I'm coming, the club or any of the Stampin' It! Products I've used tonight, be sure to just drop me a note and I will be happy to help. Thoughts, whoops, over here, thoughts for you. And I'm going to grab myself punch. Well, right, because you get the hostess benefits, which are really fun. And if you were going to spend money anyway, you might as well put them towards something. Boop, boop. And we have a super quick card. That we worked really hard coloring. Notice, yes, the alcohol markers come through your paper. They do. So you've got to make sure that you've got this backed on something because it's going to show on the other side. So you wouldn't want to just color on the front of your card. You're going to want to put at least one layer down that you're going to color on. So it's not going to be the inside of the card. Or you're going to put an inside in it. Alrighty. Now, you could do this with watercolor. You definitely can. So don't feel like, oh, she just uses that Stampin' Blend now. She doesn't use watercolor anymore. I love watercolor. It's a totally different look. If I had done the bird in watercolor, which we've done a few times, he wouldn't stand out against this kind of a busy background. He would blend all in. This way, though, I can use this kind of paper that I kind of liked. I could do a complete set for friends and get a different look. All right? All right, cool. Thanks for coming, you guys. Have a great weekend. We are having a wonderful day tomorrow with sunshine, and Sunday it's supposed to pour. So I will probably be in here all day Sunday. Talk to you all soon. Bye.